Welcome or welcome back. I'm Sophie, a knitter based in Düsseldorf, and this is my channel Studio Sophie. And today is a very exciting episode because I'm going to talk about everything I knit in 2025. And also going to try on all my garments so you can see the fit. And I'm going to talk about quickly about the construction, the yarn, or some issues I ran into, but I'm gonna try to keep it quite short because otherwise this video is gonna be way too long. So if there are any questions or you want to know some details about the garments, leave a comment below and I will give you an answer or try to answer your questions. So for disclosure, I'm going to talk about everything I cast off in 2025. So some projects I already started in 2024 and brought with me into 2025. And I still got some projects on the needles, which I'm not going to show today because they aren't finished. So so let's get into it. So my first one, I already talked about this quite in depth in my last episode. So if you want to see more details, check the last episode out. So this is the Ness sweater by Moreca Knit. It's a beautiful mock neck, kind of oversized top-down sweater construction. It is a very interesting construction as you start at the front with a provisional cast on, and then there is this beautiful detail here on the neckline where you do and you do this with twisted increases, and afterwards you shape the collar, then back and knit it down, and afterwards you cast on the stitches for the sleeves and knit the sleeves, and the finishings are done with 1x1 rib, and the cast off is an Italian bind off. And you also start with a tubular cast on, if I'm correct. No, I pick up stitches here. That was wrong. So for the collar, you also pick up stitches here, and you also bind off with an Italian bind off. So the yarn I chose for this was a very nice one. It's called Cheeky Merino by Rosy Green Wool in the colorway Sand, and I held it together with a strand of Mohair by Canard, also in the colorway Farve. Beautiful yarn combination, I'm very, very in love with the sweater. I've worn it tons, and I really do like the fit of it. So this one I cast on 2024 and cast it off quite at the beginning of 2025 and have been wearing it at least once a week ever since, also in the summer to throw on over my shoulders, because in Germany we usually don't have very hot summers, so in the evening it kind of gets a bit colder, so you can throw it just on. It's the color for me is very versatile to combine with different other colors, so been wearing this a lot. So now on to an accessory, and this is the Fat Fur Hat by Spektralstrik. So this was kind of a scrap yarn project. I really wanted to use up some more hair I had from Cowgirl Blues. It's fluffy mohair and it's hand-dyed mohair. It is quite thick, so I don't know how to compare it. It's like kind of a very thick stitch gauge. I don't have any mohair left, and I knitted a scarf out of it, and had some leftovers and really wanted to use those up, and saw this hat and thought this would be a great project to use it, but I didn't have enough, and I didn't have I would have needed to hold two strands of this thick mohair together to achieve gauge. So I just used leftover mohair I had in a grey colorway, also some beige ones. I think in the brim you can see there's a little bit of a different color than at the top one. I don't know if you can see it. And because I didn't have enough yarn, I improvised a bit. So it is kind of like the pattern is planned to be kind of like a muscle burr situation. So you knit like this long tube, but you also are supposed to knit like the top part here and just fold it inside. So it's double folded, and then you also fold the brim. For me, it was too, like, I didn't have enough yarn and it would have been too thick for me. I thought I'm never gonna wear this kind of hat if it's like that big and has so much thickness. So what I did, I knitted the first part down or up, I don't know, remember. I think you knit up and with a provisional cast on, and I determined which length I would like the hat to have with a fold, and then I did like a short row turn and knitted on the other side and continued knitting on the other side in stockinette stitch. And yeah, because I ran out of mohair, the last part of the hat is knitted just in heavy merino. I can see it here. So here's the change. And yeah, as it is just folded in, it doesn't really make a difference, but I needed something to fill up the brim. So yeah, I really do like this hat. I'm gonna just put it on 1 second. So you have to fold it out like that. And then like that, and so yeah, this is the beautiful fat fur hat. I really like it. The pattern suggests also to brush it, so it's even more like, has more of this fur look. It really reminds me of those Eastern European fur hats. Yeah, and I think it's very interesting. I really like the decreasing situation at the top, and yeah, beautiful project. When wearing this a lot and loving it. So up to the next one. So my next pullover is the sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and this was my first ever cable project. Yes. No, that's not right. It's my second cable project, but it is the first one where the garment is all over cables. So yeah, here you can see the fit a bit. It is a beautiful sweater. I love it a lot. It is a drop shoulder construction. You did it top down. The pattern is quite easy to follow, I think. And the finishings are done with 1x1 twisted rib. And yeah, I did use a cabling needle. I do like to work like this, and I didn't have any issues doing all the cables. There's this beautiful decrease detail here on the neckline where the cables continue. So I think this is very nice and thought through. You can see it here, and also on the shoulder. I love a good shoulder, so here you can see this beautiful cable running down. Yes. So at the first, when I knitted it, I didn't think, after I finished it, I didn't really think I would wear it that much because I was a bit unsure about the fit. I did knit it quite cropped. Or I wouldn't say cropped, but it is a bit shorter than the pattern suggests. And yeah, the sleeves are like very straight. You don't do any decreases, so you just knit them straight down. And I wasn't really sure, as I said, if I'm gonna really wear it, but I've been wearing it a ton. I really, really love it. The yarn is from Knitting for Olive, one strand of merino held together with a strand of soft silk mohair, both in the colorway Cloud. I also have the yarn here, some leftovers. So there's this beautiful shade. I knitted with the mohair before and really loved the color. It is a bit more pinkish in the mohair, if you can see it, than the merino wool. So I was hoping actually to get more of this color, but it is more white. Yeah, but I'm still really in love with this and I'm very happy about the finished garment. So yeah, really like the fit. So this is sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. My first proper cast on in 2025 and also cast off. Off to my next pullover, and this is the Norma sweater, also by my favorite things knitwear. I fell in love with this pattern last year. I've been seeing a lot of people knitting it, and I really did like the color work part and wanted to knit one. And I bought the yarn in the yarn store in Bremen when I was still living there, but only got to cast it on in 2025 because I also needed a yarn winder for it, and I didn't have one at the time. So, because the yarn I bought was in Hanks. This is the right word. So, this is a beautiful top-down construction sweater with stranded colorwork. You start at the neck with a tubular cast on. This one was a tubular cast on, knit down, and then you do some short row shaping in the back, and then you start working the color work whilst doing the raglan increases for the arms and the body. And after you reach a certain length, you divide, that's wrong. You pick the stitches for, you leave the stitches for the arms on hold and work the body down, and then work the arms. And yeah, the finishings are also 1 by 1 rib, and you cast off with an Italian bind off. It is quite an easy color work, as you knit just like 2 rows in each colorwork section, alternating the yarns. Otherwise, it's kind of more like a stripe pattern. So I think it is very beginner friendly, and it is also a bit addicting because you want to change the yarns and see how the colors work together. And yeah, I really, really like this. So I didn't use all the recommended yarns of the pattern, but chose a bit different ones. So for the beige base, a yarn from Woolstok Blue Sky Fibers is Woolstok Light fingering weight yarn in the colorway Driftwood again. Not again. I have another project with the same colorway. So I was very interested to try this yarn. It is, I have a ball left here. It is a 1-ply yarn, I think. Here you can see it. There's one strand. And in hindsight, I probably should have used a bit of a different color or yarn, or maybe also the recommended ones. She used Isager in her pattern. It pills a bit, and yeah, I'm not very sure about the color. I think a more brighter, or maybe a bit more lighter color would have been nice. But for the contrast colors, I used this beautiful Isager Jensen yarn. She recommends using 20 and hold 2 strands together, but you do achieve the same gauge or weight by using the Jensen yarn. It's a sport weight yarn, and this beautiful, beautiful red. And I saw this yarn and really wanted to use it. It is quite rustic, but it worked very fine. And it was nice that I had at least 1 ball less, because for the beige part and the blue part you use 2 strands held together, 1 fingering weight and 1 strand of mohair. And in her recommended yarn selection, you choose for the red parts 2 strands also, but 2 strands of the 20 yarn, but you can, in my opinion, substitute this to this one. And for the blue parts, I used the recommended yarn in the pattern. So it is, Isager tweed in this beautiful blue shade. It's called topaz, I think, combined with 1 strand of this Isager mohair. I'm gonna put all the colorways and everything in the description below. So yeah, I'm very, very happy about the project. The hole, or the part of this arm, it is a bit too deep for me, so it is kind of a bit of a weird fit because there's a lot of material here. The pattern suggests that you put the stitches for the sleeve on hold earlier, but I just knitted too far and I didn't want to unravel everything. So I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna leave it. Only thing is that it is a bit difficult to wear it under a tight like jacket or something because of the deep sleeve situation. So yeah, this is the only issue, but otherwise I really like the pullover. The fit is great and I do like the colors. Yeah, just the base color is not, I think I could have chosen a better one, but well, you lose some, you win some. So overall, I have worn this sweater a lot and am really happy about this project. So I've talked about this one quite a lot also in my last episodes. This is the Abbey Pullover by Sandersgan. It's a beautiful top-down, kind of a mix of a drop shoulder and raglan construction. Beautiful shaping here. You can see it on the shoulder. And yeah, I've talked about it in length in my last 2 episodes. As I said, it's got this feature with a split hem that's very beautiful. And yeah, also, it got quite a big chunk of twisted rib, so it is a commitment to knit this because it's half twisted rib. So, but you knit it back and forth, so you do have to do also twisted purl stitches. I got into it and it was fine for me, but I can imagine that if people don't like twisted rib or especially like twisting pearls. It can be a bit of a chore. You also do a lot of twisted rib for the cuffs, and yeah, the bind-offs are also Italian bind-off. Yeah, so I really do like the sweater. I've been wearing it a lot. It's got a lot of drape. I casted it on at the beginning of year, but then summer came and I wasn't just in the mood to finishing it, so I put it aside and finished it in autumn this year and have been wearing it quite a lot in the second half of the year and have been really enjoying it. So now we get on to my summer garments. I started this, I think, in March or April because I really was like a bit over winter and I was on holiday and yeah, wanted to get ahead, to start knitting ahead of season a bit and started this top. It's the off-grid top by Rose Knitwear and it's knitted in Duo from Sandersgan. Chose this 3 colors. I'm gonna put the colors in the description below, and this is like a cotton merino yarn. The only issue for me is that for my body type at least, I would have liked the stripes to be a bit more on this, or the, not the stripes, the, you know, this part, I forgot how it's called in English, sorry. So this part of the garment to be more, a bit situated more on the side, because yeah, I don't really like how it sits here. But otherwise, I really do like this top and have been wearing it a bit, but not as much as I thought I would, I have to say. I don't know, I think it's a bit because of the fitting issue. I just don't like how this fits me at the upper part of my, or like this part of my body. So this is the book it's knitted from. And yeah, the pattern was easy to follow. And it, yeah, I do like it, but it's not one of my favorites, I have to say. Now on to my next garment. I also started this at the beginning of year, but knitted it through summer because it is a fingering weight project and it did take some time. It's the Friday tee from Petite Knit. Yeah, I saw a similar t-shirt in a store once and really liked it and thought, well, I can do it. So I think those twins who knit also knitted the Friday tee, and I really liked the way it looked and decided to do it as well. but I did choose different yarn. I bought this yarn in a store here in Düsseldorf. It's one without a label. It is baby lamb, and this is the yarn, and it is very, very soft. When I bought it in the store, I was like so amazed because it's so squishy and so soft, and it's very nice to skin, and it was very cheap, I have to say. So one ball, I think it was 100 grams, and the meterage was like 400 or something. So really, really good price. It was like €5 or something for one ball. But I have to say that I wish I have chosen a different yarn for this and gone with the recommended yarn, or just like a strand of Sunday, or I don't know, a strand of Merino from Knitting for Olive, something that has a bit more structure, because it is very drapey. It's nice, but it's like it could use a bit more structure, and it is kind of hairy. I don't know if you can see it. I think on camera it looks really nice, but it is a bit like there are some hairs. It's not as like crisp as it would have looked with the other yarns. So this is a broken rib pattern with stripes. It's knitted top down. It's got this beautiful raglan part with quite a lot of stitches. So yeah, it does provide a very nice fit. And I've been wearing it a lot, and also the yarn works. It's not too hot for me in summer with it. The finishings are also done with 1x1 rib, and the cast off is also an Italian bind off. Overall, I do like this garment and have been wearing it a lot, but yeah, the yarn choice wasn't the best. This is the Sabai top by Spektralstrik. I think this pattern is quite known and popular for, especially for a summer garment, and I've purchased this pattern, I think, yeah, last year, and knitted already a version out of different wool with a way smaller gauge. I had to do some calculations. It was like, yeah, I wasn't intending to use that wool for that project, and this year I thought, well, I want to cast on a summer garment, and I really wore the other version I did of this because I do like the high neck and the fit overall. So I thought I'm just gonna give it another try and work this one up in a, or not give it another try, but just knit another version of it in the recommended yarn. And this one is knitted in Line from Sandesgarn. I've heard a lot of positive things about this yarn, and the colorway is 3161. I'm also going to put the information in the description below. I really do like this yarn. So it is a top-down construction. It's you can do it like in two versions. I did it with the ribbing finishings, but you can also do it like with no finishings, and also looks very good. But I thought for this color it would be nicer to do the ribbing part. I think I would like to do one in black and without the, like, just do it with raw edges. But here I did this 1x1 rib, and you can see it, and then you just knit it down. I think it's very beautifully done, the side part here. So you got a nice finish here, then you do the increases for the armhole, and then there is this beautiful 1x1 detail on the, like, under the arm of the garment, and you do the same finishings at the bottom as you do at the top. I've been wearing it a lot. The only thing about the yarn, I was a bit like bummed, because after just a few wears it started pilling just a little bit, but it started pilling, especially where I wear a bag, so, for example, so where there's a bit of friction, the yarn became like a bit, yeah, uneven, and I thought it would hold up better. So yeah, it was a bit weird. I don't know if, yeah, you had any experience with Line pilling quite early. Yeah, after it's fine. I shaved it off, and yeah, I do really like this one. You can easily throw it in the washing machine because it does loosen up a bit with wear, especially in summer when it's warm. And to have it a nice tighter fit for me, or to give it shape again, I just throw it in the washing machine, and it works very well. So yeah, this is the Sabai top by Spektralstrik. Really like the summer garment, and I'm definitely gonna work one up in the next year, or in 2026. And yeah, I also already got the wool for it, so stay tuned. So off to my next finished garment, and then I've got 2 accessories, and then I'm just gonna show pictures of 3 gift knits I don't have with me anymore and gifted them away, but I really wanted to show you some pictures of them and how they turned out. This is the Cheragansa by Sandascan. I also talked about it already in one of my or both of my last knitting podcast episodes. It's a pattern from Sandascan. It's a top-down raglan construction, and it's knitted with a strand of fingering weight held together with a strand of mohair. I chose this very bright blue color, and this is the leftover yarn I have. I chose Sunday and mohair from Austermann. It's a German brand. And overall, I'm very happy about this garment and how it turned out. I'm not that happy about the mohair choice, but it's getting better. I think like the longer fibers, which bothered me at the beginning, are shedding a bit. So the look is a bit smoother. But I really, really do like it. It's, for me, not itchy. I can easily wear it to skin. And yeah, it has got this little split hem. It's kind of like this bit oversized boxy fit with those shorter sleeves. I do really like that, as it gives like a bit of more of an airy and lofty feel. And yeah, I've been wearing this a lot. It's easy to throw on for me, and I do like to pair it with lighter pants, or like more of like this kind of office style pants. I think they look very nice with this. And yeah, this is the Cheragansa. The finishings are done with a folded hem, so you have to sew it down. It was a bit fiddly for me. I don't know if I'm gonna do this kind of hem again, because it was a bit difficult to achieve, at least for me, to achieve a nice clean polished look, but I think it worked out quite well. And I'm not going to redo it or anything, but I don't know if I'm going to go for that in particular in the future. If there's like no other, like if I like the garment in all the other ways and it's just like the one thing that has to be done, I'm going to do it, but it's not like a construction or a design element I really do like making. Those were all my garments this year. And I did finish one other garment, and it was a gift knit for my mother. And it was the tulip loop sweater by Other Loops. And I knitted it in this beautiful yarn my mom had. It's a 100% alpaca. It's a 1-ply yarn. She had it like from over 20 years ago. And a friend of her knitted her quite chunky, oversized pullover with it, and she didn't like it, so she unraveled it. And when I got into knitting, she asked me if I would knit her up another sweater or out of this yarn. And I did 2 gauge swatches and proposed them to my mum, and she opted for the one where I held the yarn together with a mohair, so it is very fluffy and very squishy, and the end result is very beautiful. I'm gonna put it in here, and I'm very happy about how the project turned out. It is very interesting cable rib construction sweater, and as you knit it top down, it's a drop shoulder construction, and The finishings are done also with 1x1 rib and with an Italian bind off. And I chose, like, as a base pattern the one where, like, the turtleneck option, but I just did a mock neck because my mom doesn't like to have, like, she does like a higher neck, but she doesn't like all the material that comes with a turtleneck. So yeah, this is the one modification I made. And I did meet stitch gauge with the yarn combination, but I didn't meet row gauge. So my swatch was bigger in the rows. So I did less cables. So in the pattern, you are supposed to do seven times the big cable at the front. I only did it 5 times, and for the sleeves as well. But yeah, I really do like how it fits her, and I'm very happy about this gift. And she was also very happy about it as well. And yeah, another gift knit I did was for a baby, or a small kid. It was, I knitted the, what's it called? I think the Carl's cardigan by Petite Knit. And I knitted this one in Merino Superwash from Lang Yarns in this beautiful colorway blue, and it has this nice stitch pattern. This is the swatch I made, and I knitted this beautiful little cardigan out of it. Here also some pictures, and I really do like the result, and it fitted my, it is kind of my nephew. It's the son of my cousin, and yeah, we are quite close with this part of the family, so yeah, he is kind of a nephew for me. So I'm very happy to have gifted him already one knitted piece for his birthday in summer. So yeah, those were 2 other gift knits I made, and also I did some socks for my dad, but I also talked about them in my last episode, so I'm not going to get into it. And I do have one scarf. This is the scarf number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It is this beautiful textured mini scarf. I knitted it up in Cardiff Cashmere Classic. I also talked quite a bit about it, and especially the yarn and what I thought about it in my last episode. So if you're interested, check it out. But this is this beautiful speckled colorway. It is very soft. It's not as soft as I would expect from Cardiff Cashmere Classic, but I do really like the scarf, and it is a very nice little project. It did take me some time to finish it because I wasn't really into the yarn and I wasn't really into the pattern. I don't know, it kind of like took me some time, but when I got into it back again, it finished up very, very quickly. So yeah, and now to my last finished object. I can't remember when I finished them exactly. I think it did took me some time to finish these socks. I did finish the first one quite early in the year, and the second one just in the second part, I think late summer or something. Yeah, I had a second sock syndrome, so and I wasn't really into socks lately. So not lately, during the year, but lately I've actually been into sock knitting again. So stay tuned for my next podcast. But those are the Hibernal socks from Summerly Designs. I've been wearing them, so they are not freshly washed, but yeah, I really do like them. It is kind of this petite cable that's going down, but it's a very easy stitch pattern, and you do heel flap and gusset. The colors or the yarn is from Beautiful Knitters. This is the yarn store in London, and it was a souvenir yarn. I went there at the beginning, like quite some time ago. I can't remember. I think in autumn last year, and I bought the colors there. And they've got this like limited edition colorways. This was like pumpkin spice, this beautiful speckled yarn. It's like brown and green and yellow speckles. I really like this one, and it went with a mini scan. I could buy also a mini scan. It's both hand dyed, and I really do like how this worked out. I think it suits, like they go very well together, the both of the yarns. So yeah, this is everything I knit in 2025. If you're still like watching, thank you very much for getting through with me through all this, through all my knits. It's been a very like exciting year for knitting, although I have to say I did knit quite a lot at the beginning of the year and had kind of hit a knitting slump in like spring and first part of the summer, and really picked up my knitting again in autumn. So as you are seeing, I finished a lot of garments in like the first part of the year. I also was in between jobs and had some time or more time to knit, as now I do work full time and not always get to knit after work and on the weekends. So I had to slow down a bit, but I'm really excited to knit again more. And I'm very excited also to show you my works in progress, what I'm planning to knit in my next podcast. So as I said, stay tuned. And I think I'm gonna upload this video in the next year. So Happy New Year to you all. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's Eve and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.